Let's get to the next topic on this edition of the Rock News Roundup podcast, and that is Wolfgang Van Halen and Mammoth have announced a new album called The End that is going to be coming out on October the 24th. This news coming from Consequence of Sound that Wolfgang Van Halen and Mammoth, formerly called Mammoth WVH, have announced the third album, The End, arriving on October the 24th. They just released a new second single called The Spell, which is really, really cool as well. And yeah, Wolfgang Van Halen, one of my favorite rock musicians out there right now. They just released a video for The Spell. And I met, like Wolfgang Van Halen, because he plays all the instruments for every Mammoth record in the studio himself. He plays everything: drums, bass, guitar, vocals. He often in his music videos will be playing with himself. So it looks like he's playing with himself and playing all the different instruments in this video for the Spell. So that's really cool. I'm a huge fan of Wolfgang Van Halen. I'm a huge fan of Mammoth. I was just going to say Mammoth WVH, but yeah, just Mammoth. And I really do like these two new singles, The End and The Spell. This was recorded at Van Halen's studio, the 5150 studio. So, and it's got that hallmark Mammoth sound to it, right? It's got those huge guitars. It's got those big melodic vocals that Wolfgang Van Halen has. He's an incredible vocalist, like not just a great instrumentalist in every way, but really a great vocalist as well. I love singing along with Mammoth WVH songs. It's got those pummeling drums. He's a great drummer as well. If you've seen any of his stuff on Drumeo, it's absolutely crazy. So again, on this record, all the instruments played by Wolfgang Van Halen. He's a supremely talented musician. Really got so much respect for this guy. And then if you listen to the end, there's actually a little bit of like Flea-esque bass in there too. It's like he's slapping the bass a little bit on the end too, which is totally cool because again, he can play anything. He's like the Dave Grohl of his generation. So, and he's been staying very busy as well. Mammoth has been going on tours this summer with Creed, with Seether, with Miles Kennedy, and then doing a headlining tour in the fall. I didn't see a Toronto show for Mammoth coming up in the fall, so that's kind of disappointing because I haven't seen him live yet, and going to see Wolf would be one of the kind of the definite concerts that I want to see coming up real soon. And you know what? He's been putting out new albums at a pretty good clip. He put out his debut album, the first Mammoth WVH album, in 2021, which I thought was a great record. I love songs like Epiphany, Mr. Ed, Mammoth. That song is awesome. There are so many good songs on that record. And then 2023, he put out Mammoth 2, which was another great record. A little bit samey, maybe not as strong as that first record that came out in 2021. And then 2025, we got this new record called The End. So he's been very consistent. He's been releasing music at a really, really good clip. And he's one of the best rock acts out there, as far as I'm concerned. If you're thinking about true, original hard rock, I think that Wolfgang Van Halen and Mammoth are where it's at, because he has his own style, obviously, but then he has nods to his dad as well, to Eddie Van Halen and the Van Halen sound, which is to be expected because he played in Van Halen. He's been a musician for a very long time, so it makes sense that he would have those influences. But to me, I love Van Halen. Van Halen is a great band. I love a lot of their music. I have a lot of respect for them and their place in the rock music pantheon, but I'm a much bigger fan of Wolfgang Van Halen and Mammoth, not Mammoth WVH, just Mammoth. So I'm very, very excited for this new record coming out in the fall. And again, there's so many people out there these days that say there's no good rock bands out there. How can you listen to a band like Mammoth and not think there's some great rock bands out there, some great hard rock bands out there? And like I said, the hallmarks of the Mammoth sound, those huge guitars, big melodic vocals, huge drums. If you are a fan of rock music, I think there is so much to enjoy in the music of Wolfgang Van Halen and the music of Mammoth. So I think the new singles, The End and The Spell, are very, very cool. I think this is going to be awesome. Looking forward to reviewing the new album here on the channel and giving it my rating and my review. Like I said, the second album, didn't love it as much as the first album, but there was still a lot to enjoy there. And based on these new singles, The End and The Spell, I think we are in for a treat when this new record comes out. So Wolfgang Van Halen, Mammoth, putting out their third studio record, The End, comes out on October the 24th. So there's just one record among many that we can look forward to coming out, big rock records coming out in the fall. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Wolfgang Van Halen and his music and Mammoth? Are you excited for this new album, The End? I sure am. This is definitely one of my most anticipated rock records of the fall. So looking forward to that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.